In February 2016, there were multiple media reports of an impending super bloom in Death Valley National Park. A once-in-a-decade event, the lure was too much for me, so I packed up my gear and headed to California. While I fully expected to not be the only person to think of this, I was confident that my Jeep would allow me to access areas too remote for the madding crowds.
There is Death Valley down there. Here we are arriving in Furnace Creek, one of the developed areas of the park. Elevation sea level. Well, that means everything after this is below sea level, doesn't it? This place is packed. Jeez. I don't know. I was hoping to look over there and see what looked like a lot of empty camping sites, but not looking like that. Well, we'll see what they have for us at the visitor center. All right. Well, it took a little bit of doing, but I got a campsite and got the tent set up. Figure right now I just drive around and get a few flower shots.
I drove out to Zabriskie Point, shooting the flowers and its famous vista, then headed out north of my campsite at Texas Springs to shoot more flowers and the sunset from within the valley.
Well, good morning. Had a good nice rest. Was able to get a tent campsite at Texas Springs. Taking a little side trip on West Side Road. It's about a 40-mile gravel road. Well, this is going to get old quickly. Devil's Golf Course. It's actually right near the north end of West Side Road.
Oh, it's so calm out here today. That's the dust from my travel down the road.
Well, there's a benchmark over the side of the road there.
I was driving along the road and noticed this marker right here.
So here's a turnoff for Tule Spring. Go down there and see what that's like. Might even have some breakfast while I'm down here. I got up so early this morning I didn't want to disturb anybody in the campground, so I came down here without eating any breakfast or even having a cup of coffee.
Just me out here. As crowded as this park is, there is nobody around here. Breakfast. Well, I can kind of sense some coolness in the area and even smell some water, I think. But this brush is really thick in here. Obviously nature doesn't want us getting in here, huh? I'm seeing quite a bit of scat in the area, which I think is from coyotes. Well, here's Shorty's grave, and he is buried beside his friend Jim Dayton. And they sure have a desolate, if pretty place to spend eternity, don't they? To these trail makers, whose courage matched the dangers of the land, this bit of earth is dedicated forever.
So I'm turning down to the Eagle Borax site. My map labels this as a spring.
And this is indeed a marshy area at Borax Springs. You can see a lot of evidence of moisture on the ground. That's where the old borax operation was at.
I'm leaving the Eagle Borax Spring and Works area. Got about 25 miles to go. Just in case. I feel kind of silly getting stuck out here. I've taken a turn towards the Badlands Highway. The main features of the park are actually along Badlands Drive anyway. And I'm going to go ahead on the drive up Badlands Drive. I'm making a big loop of this. I will stop at those other places. And that stop sign up there is the end of West Side Road.
It had been a wonderful day spent in a less traveled part of Death Valley. I would drive back up Badlands Drive, shooting still images of many of the more well-known sites before arriving at my campsite shortly after sunset.
Thank you.